Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the PAPAJO Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and I really do appreciate each individually one of you for being here today. And thanks for all the reoccurring. You guys are amazing, coming back every single day. We do these live shows, and everybody who's new, welcome. It is a fantastic day for sure. If you do not know, for those of you who are new, I do a Patreon show every day. It's scrolling on the bottom of the screen, and it is linked in the description of the video. That is my second live show. That is where I get to take gloves off and filter off and all that fun stuff and have conversation about similar subject that we discuss here, but I really dig into why and the behind the scenes things that would actually get the videos removed from being visible to the public. So jump in there if you want to find out more about that kind of stuff. I would greatly appreciate it if you do. It does help the channel out. Also, what helps the channel out is the Crypto Confidential. If you guys want to dig into that, it's worth the investment. The people behind that are actually doing amazing things. They're actually solving things in the crypto universe, if you will. And they're living that crypto, we'll call it crypto life. And then they're teaching others how to do it safely, properly, legally, etc. So check it out if that's something you're looking for. It's definitely worth the investment. That link does help this channel out, so do grab it and have fun. And then last thing I'll say, I do consultations. I do one-on-one consultations. I do business consultations. That is the Aster Blockchain Consulting. That is my business. Jump in there if you want to have some time with me. Schedule it out and whatnot. It's all automated and has fun time for that. So anyways, enough of all of that fun stuff. Just a reminder for everybody. I will come through towards the end of the show and say hey to everyone on the chat. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, things like that, pop them in the chat and we'll use it kind of as a Q&A. But stick around to the end of the video for that. So we will jump right in here to what's going on. So yesterday, let's rewind. Yeah. So yesterday I had to duck out. We were trying to take care of some stuff, and I had a bunch of different family things I needed to take care of. I was not able to do the Patreon show yesterday because of the same thing. So it was a very, very hectic day. I missed every one of you. I really am sorry that I did miss that. So today should be business as usual. Should have my regular show this afternoon, etc. Unless, I'm going to really make sure we have one. So anyhow, let's jump into the content here. So I do just wanted to say I am sorry about not being able to jump in and say hey to everybody. It is a fantastic, crazy time in life, right? Everyone's having fun, right? Yeah. We'll dig into that. Anyhow, let's see. I got this on the wrong chart. Let's go to the hour. Let's see. What was this? Yesterday? If I can get it to give it to me accordingly. Yesterday, it got down to 25,000. I don't think it dipped below that anywhere else over the past. Well, maybe it did down here. No. 25,000 looks like it may have been the bottom. I hope it was the bottom. The longs on most of the exchanges, in other words, the options, would suggest that we are into the bottom or thereabouts. There's a lot of long positions set up. It should be very, very interesting as we get to that, as we spring out of this coiling up. I like to look at this as a coiling up of a spring. If you've ever changed your shocks or anything like that, most people I guess haven't. If you've ever compressed a spring and then let it go, it just shoots crazy. Or held an inflated ball underwater in the pool. Excuse me. Something, yeah. Basically, it can't be held down forever. It will eventually explode, kind of thing. So, yeah, I think that's what's being happening here. Multiple exchanges are at about that point, but the Dow is up and the Nasdaq is up, but they're all trending very similar. I'm getting sick and tired of this peg that seems to be happening. All of us people who've been in this for as long as we have, looking at this kind of stuff, I don't know what's going to happen when it just decouples itself. You know, I mean, I'm not selling, you're not selling, most of you aren't. I mean, you got the S&P, it's up. Everything seems to be up today because apparently the Fed is going to say something today. Why the crap does it matter what the stupid idiot says? Why does anyone in the crypto world care what the Federal Reserve says? You got to ask that question. You got to ask who's really playing these numbers. You got big players coming in now, and they are starting to accumulate lots and lots of Bitcoin, lots and lots of other cryptos. By the way, black coffee. Throw in the chat what you guys are drinking on this fine Tuesday afternoon. It is, after all, a beautiful day here. Let's see here. We've got gold and silver kind of trying to jump itself back. When gold and silver break, when the manipulation stops, you will see those majorly jump. Divi is down. Excuse me. Divi got hammered, as we all saw. It was up good bit, but it got hammered. If you guys and gals looking for an opportunity to jump in and y'all got it right above, right above 3 cents like that, good on you. Good on you. I had spent all my dry powder, and man, it just, when I saw that, and I was like, oh no, I wanted some more. Anyhow, fun times for sure. Let's see, we've got Matic is ticking itself back up, it looks like, as well. It dropped down to where, about just below 5 cents. Excuse me, 50 cents. So I think it could be wrong. I'm not a chartist, whatever you want to call it, but I'm pretty sure we've seen the bottom. We got Axes coming back up as well. For those of you who don't know, the reason I follow these three coins is because you could effectively build a residual income for yourself with those. There's many other ones, but these have a pretty good track record and really good returns on your investment. So if you're looking for a residual bearing asset, something like Robert Kiyosaki talks about, things like Donald Trump do, things like people who are really wealthy, they don't go and what's it called? They don't go and major amounts of wealth. No, they mass major amounts of income, and then they don't have to go and do the jobs around that. So anyhow, you can do that with crypto. And the last thing I'll throw up here, guess what? Mortgage rates ticked up again, 5.3%. I don't know if this is stalling. I don't know if this is heading up more. I can't tell. I've got different mortgage brokers and things like that I talk to from time to time. Different real estate agents that I talk to from time to time. Stuff seems to be really getting interesting in that space. We'll kind of touch on that here in just a minute. We're also going to take a look at what's going on around the world in general, just from where things are. I tried to start the week off with this, and I didn't get a chance to do that yesterday, obviously. But we'll see how the week plays out. But I kind of want to stick a snapshot at the beginning of every week. You're just going to say, okay, here's where everything is. Where are we going? Whatever. And then everybody knows the daggum debacle of Luna. I'm surprised that UST is still going. I really am. They sold just about I think they sold all their Bitcoin to keep UST going. And Luna completely crashed. It's not even listed on Binance anymore. It's not listed anywhere that I know of, and at least on the bigger ones. I could be, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, please, of course. But yeah, that was a fiasco. A lot of fiasco in that. Please do your own research, people. That was one I never touched. I go look at all of the different technical stuff, and I go look at what happens with, who's behind it, who the development teams are. I go look at, I don't know, I look at the technology, the things they're trying to solve in a real world, solve kind of a solution type thing. And at the end of the day, I always try to do a gut check. And if something just doesn't feel right about something, I just won't do it. Maybe that's intuition, I don't know. But that is how I operate. My wife does the same thing with everything, so it's kind of really cool. We're a team when it comes to that stuff. When it came to Luna, I had a lot of people suggest go get Luna, this, that, and the other. I was like, okay. I went and looked at it. I was like, and everything kind of checked out. I just did, but I didn't feel right to do it, and so I never actually touched it. And it's just one of those things for me where I kind of was like, you know what, gotta listen to your gut sometimes. A lot of people got burned in that, and I genuinely hate that. It makes me so angry whenever I find out that friends and family got into something and there's something happened with that, and I covered it in my Patreon. And everybody came out and said, no, that didn't happen. I really think though something like that happened. I did cover it in my Patreon. Those of you who are part of it, you know what I'm talking about. If you want to know, it's $5 a month. Check it out. If you don't like the stuff, you don't like content, there's no hard feelings. But at least come check it out. It's not a lot. It really isn't. My goal is to get as many people in there as possible to have that type of content. It's not for me. Well, I guess it could eventually get there to the point to where it could make it worth doing that more full time, whatever. But winning by 1,000 cuts, if you will, the more people that are in there that hear that kind of information or that opinion of mine, the better off I feel like it would be for everybody, kind of thing. We'll call it quantity, and we'll call it quality. We'll put it that way. I like to do it both at the same time. Anyhow, enough. We're going to jump over here and look at what is going on with this whole Fed and the recession discussion that we keep hearing. There's a recession. We are in a recession, by the way. When you have GDP that did not surpass inflation, guess what? That automatically means, technically speaking, that we are in a recession. That the economy is not growing fast enough to keep up with inflation. We've been in that for a while now. And with everything in this space, just so everybody understands, when it comes to anything traditional market speaking, with anything banking, it's always delayed. We are so used to and accustomed to in the crypto space to everything being instant, or pretty daggum close to instant. Where we look at how things happen in the crypto space, and we go, "Wow, it really." So when it comes to recession, when it comes to inflation, when it comes to that kind of, it's always delayed. It's always delayed. It can be delayed as low as 6 months, but no sooner. And then it can take up to 2 to 3 years for you to even start to see the effect of that, right? So we're 2 years, almost 3 years into this whole crazy stuff with the inflation, with the money printing and everything that they've done. And we're starting to see the problems. And it's a really, really big deal. It's frustrating to a lot of people. And we're starting to actually feel that in every way right now. And as I say on the Patreon, people have been chosen to fall on those swords. So this little tidbit here, the Fed has a new plan to avoid recession. Party like it's 1994. Yeah. Wide leg jeans, butterfly clips, and half-point rate increases. The 1990s are back. Earlier this month, Federal Reserve Powell announced half percentage point increase in interest rates, the largest hike over the next 2 decades. Powell also indicated that he wouldn't hesitate to do it again. Moved straight out of the central bank's 1994 playbook when the Fed last tempered the U.S. economy and successfully executed a so-called soft landing. And 6 years, 7 years, 8 years later, we had a problem with the stock market. It's only a Band-Aid. When they raise when people realize how the system works, I have to be very careful out here, okay? When I say out here, this is more of a discussion for Patreon. So, treading lightly here. How this works, the taxes you pay out of your pocket don't go to pay for the roads, the bridges, the military, all that kind of stuff. No. They go to pay the interest on the debt that the U.S. Congress borrows from the Federal Reserve. It's a really messed up system. If you don't believe me, schedule some time with me. I'll show you. Join the Patreon. I've gone through it before. I may go through it again. I'm trying to get somebody to come on the show to kind of dig into some of this stuff, just kind of a conversation with somebody who really gets this stuff. And we'll see how that goes. So, anyways, if you want to hear from the horse's mouth on some things, go check out my boy Rice Crypto TVX. Excuse me. Yeah, Rice TVX. His show, he did a, I don't know if it's in his Patreon. If it is only in his Patreon, check his Patreon out. It's definitely worth joining. He has some really impressive guests on there. Like, I don't know, G. Edward Griffin himself. They just did an interview. Go check it out. Fun stuff. That Rice can get some amazing people in his shows. It's really cool how well he's connected and the people that he knows. It's fantastic. Anyhow, in the last 12 rewind. In the 12 months that followed the February 1984, the Fed under Chair Alan Greenspan. Everybody knows Alan Greenspan and what Bix thinks about him, and I actually kind of wonder the same thing because of his technical background. Anyhow, nearly doubled interest rates to 6% in just 7 hikes, including 2 half-point increases and 1 3/4-point hike. Eat your heart out, 1994, wrote Morgan Stanley analyst in a note following Powell's comments. Inflation rates near 40-year highs, and most economists agree that the Fed should raise interest rates in order to reduce economic demand and maintain price stability. They just don't agree on what they will mean or what that will mean for the economy at large. In other words, if they don't do it properly, we're going to have a recession and potential depression. And that would be really bad if they didn't do it appropriately. This year, the central bank rate hikes does appear to support the inevitability of an economic downturn, but there have been rare instances when the Fed has made a soft landing. Sure. Once in 1965, and again in 1984, and again in 1994. Over the next few months, the Fed will attempt to engineer a cooling of the economy that leads to lower prices but doesn't spiral into a recession. It's a Goldilocksian task that some including former New York Federal Reserve Bank President Bill Dooley believe will be nearly impossible to execute. So even amongst their own ranks, they come in here and they're fighting amongst themselves. They don't even agree on how to do this. They don't even agree on how to do this stuff. People, it's gonna get ugly. I mean, it's gonna get ugly. Before, when they did this stuff, I'm gonna come out here for a second. I'll come back here. Before, when they did this stuff, they didn't have the inflation that we have today. No. Not even close. Not anywhere near close. So the Federal Reserve was, I believe, set up in 1913. Guess what? So I think the IRS was around that time too. Anyhow, go figure. Join the Patreon. We talk about that stuff there. Anyhow, the Since that creation date up until, I believe, 2020, of the 100% of the current US dollar supply. For those of you who are regulars, you hear me say this sometimes. For new folks, here you go. From 1913 to 2020, of the current supply of today, they had only printed 20%. From 2020 to, I guess they think approximately this year or thereabouts, they printed 80%, 80 to 90%. They're that ballpark of the current monetary supply for US dollars. If you understand inflation, it's just printing money, inflating the money supply. That's what it is. To retract that money supply, they increase the interest rates. Therefore, that means that money gets absorbed by the Federal Reserve. That then goes into the pockets of these central bankers who own the Federal Reserve. People need to understand that doesn't work when you have that much money to absorb. So, yeah, recession, God forbid, a depression is on its way. There are some things happening. I actually kind of wonder if this is their idea of imploding the system and just destroying everything as we know it from a monetary perspective, so they can roll in whatever they have next, kind of thing. But we, the people, are onto their little schemes because we've seen their playbook, thanks to people like Gio Griffin that I mentioned earlier. Rice TVX did do an interview on. Go check it out. It's definitely worth listening to. Gio Griffin spent a lot of his life researching this stuff, and then he put it into a novel. You gotta read that book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. I say it all the time. You need to read that book. When my kids are to the point to where they have the comprehension, whatever, with the reading and whatnot, they will be required to read that book. I really think that should be required reading in most educational settings. I think that man will go down in history as one of the key people to to wake people up to the destruction that has been set up from the Federal Reserve. All right, so I'm going to jump in here, and we're going to jump over to this. We're going to bounce around today. We're squirrely today. How's that sound? President Bukele announces 44 countries to meet in El Salvador to discuss Bitcoin. This was 2 days ago. President of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, announced that 32 central banks and 12 financial authorities are meeting in the country to discuss Bitcoin. Late Sunday night, El Salvador President Nayib Bukele announced on Twitter that 32 central banks and 12 financial authorities from 44 countries are meeting on Monday, so yesterday, to discuss financial inclusion, digital economy, banking the unbanked, El Salvador's Bitcoin rollout, and its benefits in the country. In follow-up tweets, the president announced the Central Bank of I am going to seriously destroy these. Sao Tome, and Principal, whatever. Central Bank of Paraguay, National Bank of Angola, Bank of Ghana, Bank of Nambia, Bank of Uganda, Central Bank of Republic of Ghana, Central Bank of Madagascar, Bank of Republic of Haiti, and the Bank of the Republic of Burundi, Central Bank of Aswanti and its Ministry of Finance, Central Bank of Jordan, Central Bank of Jordan is a big deal, Central Bank of the Gambia, National Committee of Banks, and Sergiros and Honduras, Directorate General of Treasury, Ministry of Finance and Budget, Madagascar, and the Maldives Monetary Authority are among those who will be attending. If you can't tell, I have a hard time with all the different whatever. Anyway, Bukele added the National Bank of Rwanda, Nepal Restra Bank. Socrates Regulatory Authority, Saskar, Kenya State Bank of Pakistan. General Superintendency of Financial Entities of Costa Rica. Superintendents of the Popular and Solitary Economy of Ecuador, and the Central Bank of El Salvador will be also attending. Wow. That's not everyone by any means, but that is a lot. On Friday, May 13th, the Twitter account for Bitcoin Beach announced that central bankers from Angola, Armenia, Bangladesh, excuse me, Burundi, Congo, Costa Rica, Egypt, Gambia, Ghana, India, Nambia, I could keep going through these. Whatever, Uganda, Zambia, and 25 other developing countries are getting on planes to fly to El Salvador. That's not a joke. Basically, here's a map of all the countries that will be represented in El Salvador. That's a lot, people. It's almost like everyone who has the central banking system inside of their setup up, they're not going to be there. Very crazy, isn't it? It took 12 years for the first country to adopt Bitcoin, and 8 months for the second. And if Panama's president signs their recent Bitcoin bill into law, then they will be the third, only about a month after the second. You see that rapid succession? You see that happening? Now, countries from all over the world are meeting in El Salvador to discuss financial inclusion and how to adopt Bitcoin. And how adopting Bitcoin can benefit their countries. Wow. What is the saying? Something about everyone thinks the one person in the street dancing is crazy. They do it long enough, somebody else joins them, and then everybody joins them, and it becomes a party. I don't know how that saying goes or whatever, but yeah, gotta wonder. People, I really, really, really hope that y'all are ready for what's about to happen in the world, in this world. It's about to actually get crazy. We are about to see a massive, massive shift to Bitcoin adoption and use for store of value, for transition or transfer of value between nations. Who was it that said that? Oh yeah, that was Cliff High. If you don't know who Cliff High is, go check him out. He's on Rumble and BitChute. He is not on YouTube, I don't think, at all anymore. You really need to go check him out. He has mentioned stuff like this. He's a very smart guy. He understands a lot of different things from a technological perspective and philosophical perspective. Check it out. Definitely worth looking into that for sure, to know who and what's going on. He mentions in some of his data that he talks about that nations will settle debts amongst each other using Bitcoin. This is the bottom. I really feel like we're at the bottom. I don't ever call this kind of crap. I don't like to, but I'm not kidding. If that many nations around the world are getting together from a financial perspective to discuss adopting Bitcoin, how to do it, and what, I kind of wonder if this is the bottom. Like, for a long time. And I hope you're ready. We've got recession, we've got monetary system collapsing. You've got all these other third world countries that are coming together. they're not really third world countries, but they're coming together from a financial perspective, and they're going to say, hey, IMF, screw you. Hey, central banking system altogether, screw you. We don't need you. All because one person decided to be bold and say enough is enough. All right, I'm going to roll through this chat here and say hey to my peeps, and we will close out the show after that. If you have stuck around this long and you like the content, smash the likes. Do me a favor. It helps the other people who look for this type of content to find it. I have a unique way of saying and doing things, and I try very hard to make sure that I have that I'm not misleading anyone. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, when someone purposely misleads people. I get it if you accidentally do it, and if you're willing, like if I accidentally mislead someone, please tell me. I don't want to. I'll correct it. I have no problem doing that, because that's how you learn, right? That's how you learn. Anyhow, what's going on, Daddy? Oh, you are first today. Fantastic. You beat Tom. What's up, Tom? Good morning. How you doing? It's good to see you. Bitcoin Management Jim, what is going on? Good morning. Good morning. Back from vacation. Appreciate it being here. I hope you had a good time on your vacation. Really, really do. What is going on? Let's see who else we got here. We got Lithia. How you doing? Good morning. It's good to see you. Twigs, what's up? How you doing? Thanks again for reminding about PAPAJO. Yeah, it's good to see you, Twigs. Appreciate you being here. It's nice to meet you in Texas too. That was fantastic. Let's see who else we got here. We got Kim. Good morning. Appreciate you being here. It's a fantastic day for sure. Johnny Mattis, what is up? Good morning. Good morning. Desert greetings, everyone. I appreciate it, brother. Let's see here. But we got Johnny Holder. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon, I guess now for me. Who else we got in the chat? Oh, let's see here. You guys have an amazing conversation, it looks like, too. So I'm trying to catch up with everyone here. Daddy-O, precisely. You got to know what you're investing in. Most people really have no clue where they throw their dollars. A friend of a friend made major money last year, kind of thing. Yeah. You got to know what you're doing. Twigs joined your Patreon show, but I can't remember. So that is at 4:30 Eastern time, or thereabouts, every day. Those of you who are part of that, I try to make sure we have a show every day. Sometimes work gets in the way, and sometimes I got to take care of family too. Same with this. Like yesterday, I had to restream something, so it's just kind of the way it works. Let's see here. Who else we got in the chat here? Oh, Tom answered that. What's up, Rice? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you being here. It's good to see you. What is good? Everything is good. It's a good day. I'm alive. I'm breathing. It's fantastic. Absolutely crazy. Busy Mountain, what's up? Good to see you. How you doing? Appreciate you being here. Thanks, Rice. Appreciate it, man. Smash the likes. Yes, if you got this far, for sure, smash those likes. I definitely appreciate it, for sure. Busy Mountain, it's a good question. I wonder if the White Hats are destroying supply lines to get lazy kids off there. Yeah, so they can eat. I don't know. I've wondered something about that. I've wondered something along those lines. Who else we got here? Okay, the stupid chat just jumped all the way down. So with Rice, he just did an interview with Godfrey Bloom. Premieres at 2 p.m. today. You guys need to pay attention to that one. That one's good. If you don't follow Rice, you need to. You need to pay attention to his show. He does some really good stuff. There's a lot of really good conversations. One day I'll get there with people joining on my show. We'll see. I don't know. I love coming out here and just talking to you, but you amazing people. It's fantastic. We got Crypto Anna. What's up? Good to see you. Is that Crypto Bretton Woods of sorts? Also 44 participants. Yeah, that was my initial thoughts whenever I read that. It's kind of made me go, sounds familiar. Maybe it's a new one. We'll see what happens. Let's see who else we got here. Yep, even if it drops a bit more, it cannot last much longer, Papa. No, who's selling? The only person that was selling was the Luna Foundation. And they're done. They have no more to spend. They have no more ammo. It's drawn. Well, if it's gone, guess what? It's gone. That's the point with crypto. They can't just make more up and sell more of it. It doesn't work that way. Oh, it's fun times for sure. We've got David Thorman in the house. What's up, brother? Appreciate you being here, dude. It is fantastic. Man, everyone jumping in. This is fantastic. I love it. All right. I am going to go stuff my face and jump into a meeting. I will see you amazing, wonderful people this afternoon, 4:30 for my Patreon show. If you're not part of that, consider signing up. It's $5. That's it. Not a lot. It really isn't. Even with inflation and all the crazy stuff. Jump in, check it out. If you don't like it, no hard feelings. But I think you will. I do take the gloves off, and I do take the filter off. I do dig into some of the same stuff a little bit, but I also really dig into subjects that I just can't talk about on the show here. So anyhow, we'll see you all later. Y'all have a blessed afternoon. Bye-bye.